Hello, welcome to the Quays News Varsity Special. I'm Peter Johnson. This is your 1 p.m. update. Throughout the afternoon, we'll bring you all the latest updates from Chester across 24 different sports. But first, a recap of last Wednesday when the first events of Varsity 2024 took place. It was a flying start for Salford, who picked up 6 wins on the day. In the men's seconds football, Chester took advantage of a defensive mix-up to take a 1-0 lead before Salford equalised in the second half, capitalising on this error from the goalkeeper. The match boiled over late in the day with extra time looming and penalties. It was ultimately Salford who came out victors, winning the shootout 5-4. The women's teams had a more straightforward day, winning 7-1 in the seconds football and 44-33 in netball. Both men's sides won at cricket, with the first team winning by 65 runs, and there was also a victory for Salford in archery, beating Chester by 27 points. But back to today's action, and badminton was the first item on the agenda this morning. Our reporter Christian Allen has been at the courts.
Hello and welcome to the University of Chester, where we are here for Varsity 2024. The badminton is coming to an end, and good news, Salford fans, men and women's singles. The first game went very well, with Salford winning both, with the men's doubles finishing up now. We've been given T-shirts for the day as well to represent the Uni of Salford, and next up will be the men's volleyball. Teams are behind us warming up. There's a strong smell of links in the air. People are starting to get nervous as we're expecting the men's volleyball, and then after that, the women's volleyball this afternoon.
We can bring you some latest scores now. In badminton, the Salford men have won on points. In the women's football, a final score is Salford 6. In the women's badminton, Salford have won 6-2 against Chester. It was the other way around in the women's football, with Chester coming out 6-1 winners. In women's rugby union, Chester won 55-19, while they also took the victory over Salford in the rounders. Meanwhile, Salford did salvage some dignity, winning 3-1 in rowing, and we'll have an update on the women's football, which has just finished, shortly. Now, the final rowing events are coming to a close. As we speak, let's go across to reporter Josh Day at the Salford Quays, where the rowing team practice.
Thanks very much. Well, it's very much winter here in the northwest, so this is about as close as you'll get me near the water. But that's not the case for these guys. I'm joined by Harry and Beth from the Salford Boating Society. Now, obviously, we've got Varsity today, guys. Harry, what events are we taking part in, and how have we got on in the past couple of years?
Yeah, so we've got a range of events going on. We've got the men's relay, women's relay, mixed relay, and then some individual 500-metre sprints put in there. In the past, the university itself as a whole has been a bit of a mixed bag. Salford won the first year, the whole thing. Chester won it all last year, but as a club we are yet to win the event since we've been here, so the last 2 years. So we're hoping this year that's going to change. Yeah,
absolutely, hopefully. And it was on rowing machines, wasn't it? It wasn't actually on the water at Chester. And I understand there's a bit of controversy about that, wasn't there, Beth?
Yeah, we started with our men's relay and our screen got unplugged from the rowing machine. The meters therefore stopped counting down, and they said they were going to restart. They didn't, and we had to keep going, just playing catch up from then on for the rest of the events.
Okay, well, hopefully we can avoid any controversy this time around. What's the aim for this Varsity this year? So obviously you're in your final years, aren't you, both years? So it'll be your last Varsity. How are we going to win it this year?
We've been doing a lot of training on the water, and we've had a programme put together by a new coach on land as well. So we've been working towards the Varsity distances, getting together as teams, practicing our changeovers, as they're kind of crucial to making sure we win this year.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck, guys. Thank you very much for your time. We'll have the results from the rowing event in our 2 p.m. bulletin.
Now, we can get more on the women's football by crossing to Kira Doody, who's been watching the game. Now, Kira, it looked like a difficult afternoon for Salford out there.
Well, it's been a tense and trying few hours here in Chester for Salford women's football team, as their game ended 7-1 to Chester. The first half was pretty equal between the two teams, but after a few fouls and injuries, Chester team managed to slip 2 goals past the Salford keeper. In the second half, Chester were the more dominant team. The Salford side did manage to score their only goal in this half, and they did put up a good fight with their defence, and the keeper made some really good saves. A late red card for Chester saw things get heated as the whistle blew, and there was a little bit of commotion on the pitch, but ultimately Chester managed to add 5 more goals to their total to safely secure the win. Salford will have the opportunity to fight back throughout the afternoon, as coming up in the next hour we've got frisbee, swimming, men's rugby union, softball and volleyball.
That's all the updates from Chester so far this morning. Please join us for our 2 p.m. bulletin. Come on, Salford.